Hi guys, welcome to another video of book favorites. One of my favorite books that you could read in V4, V5, V6, or any other class, as long as you like reading, is Moon Palace by Paul Auster. I've got a little video here to tell you why I like this book so much and why I think you should read it as well. Okay, so first off, some basic information. Well, it was written by Paul Auster, and it was released in 1992. It's called Moon Palace, which is a reference that you'll see throughout the book more often. It could be considered a postmodern book, which has certain characteristics that you could explore if you wanted to more extent, especially if you're preparing for your V6 oral. And furthermore, it might be important to know that this book is worth 2 points if you're reading it in the upper forms. Okay, so V4, V5, etc. But more importantly, what is this book about? Well, this book is about Marco Stanley Fogg. He is orphaned at a very young age and has to live with his uncle, whom he loves a lot, but unfortunately, his life does end up being very rough. And what this book is basically about is Marco going through this really rough life, and you just feel his search for identity the entire way through. He's trying to figure out who he is and what he wants to do with his life, and we explore that as this child, at first, a young person, goes through life in New York and explores topics such as love, literature, life as a whole. He comes across different kinds of characters that help him explore those topics, and I think that it is a topic in that way, or it's a set of topics in that way that everyone struggles with sometimes, trying to figure out who you are, trying to figure out what you want to do, and being beset by challenges the entire way through. Okay, that's me explaining the plot of this story without getting into any spoilers. So I know that's rather vague, but if these are topics that you find interesting, then I really do recommend Moon Palace by Paul Auster. I've already gotten into it a little bit, but so what makes this book to me an absolute must read? I think it is the connection that you find, possibly not with Marcus if you don't like him, but with the things that he faces, with the struggles that he's got, with the questions that he has. I think many people have gone through these problems as well. Maybe not as intensely as the main character here does, but we've all struggled to figure out our identities and what we want to do with our lives, and things like love and life and literature. What is it all about? I think this book helps you figure such things out. Besides, it's written nicely, if you ask me. The prose is pretty good. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Sometimes the book has this framed narrative that can take rather long, so that there's a story within the story. Someone is telling a story within the book, let's say, that can take a little while, but it all adds up into something, and it is definitely worth its while. It is not a very long book. It's only about 300 pages long, but 300 pages is a nice amount of pages to get to know a character struggling with some very intense themes. So, if you like the kind of books that really lets you get in the head of a character and really understand that character, feel for them and wish them well, and then watch them not do well and have your heart broken, then Moon Palace by Paul Auster is to me a good recommendation, wholeheartedly. 8 out of 10. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. Pick a book. Um, it's not easy dedicating yourself to a book, but don't be afraid to switch, right? If you've made a wrong choice, maybe you're the kind of person that never wants to not finish a book. Maybe let go of that. Maybe just read books that are nice. And this one is nice. All right. Bye, guys.